the main finding from this year is the world has got slightly more peaceful. And this is the first improvement in the last 5 years. We found that the rise of the ISIS and it gaining territory in Iraq and Syria, that had a knock-on effect from those conflicts through into Europe, which then had to increase terrorism here as well as refugee flows. And so I think it bodes well for the future, providing that no new wars have started in the near future.
This is also the first time it's had a dedicated section on climate change. How did that affect peacefulness around the world?
Well, we don't take climate change into the peacefulness necessarily around the world unless it creates violence. But what we did in this report is we looked at areas which are likely to have high climatic impact and then looked at the fragility of those nations. And one of the things we found that if we took the 25 countries at the bottom of the Global Peace Index, 103 million people live in areas which are likely to have a high impact from a climate change event in the next decade.
Now, more broadly, how do you measure peacefulness? Because it can't just be because of modern technology that we're hearing about more conflict and strife around the world.
Well, we look at the construction of the Global Peace Index. It contains 23 different indicators, and they're divided up into 3 different domains. So the first is internal safety and security. So that covers things like homicides, violent crimes, availability to small arms, terrorism, number of police, number of people in jail. The second domain is ongoing conflict, which is fairly self-evident. And the third domain is the level of militarisation within the country.